Have you ever gotten that text the night before or the morning of your service that says, "I can't make it"? Now, depending on how your team is structured, that text can either cause a lot of stress and anxiety, or it could just be a minor inconvenience. So how do you overcome that? Well, here's one thing to know. Structure your team for success. One of the ways to do that is to identify the gap. That's number one, identify the gap. What gaps do you create when you're gone? What gaps do other teammates create when they're gone? It's important to be able to understand the roles that each person on the team carries and to realize, hey, if this person's gone, they're going to create a hole. So how are we structuring our team to be able to fill those gaps? The second thing is to simplify the tasks. You know, in production, a lot of stuff can seem super complicated. Audio engineering, there's so many different facets to being an audio engineer. There's EQ and compression. But really, if you were to bring that down to its most basic form as a task, what would that be? Maybe unmute the pastor or turn the band on? How can you simplify all of the tasks around your weekend production team? That way, any teammate is able to easily step in and help fill a gap when it's needed. And the last thing, the third thing, is cross-train your teams. You know, one example of this from one of our regional campuses is they have all of their vocalists start on the production team doing lyrics. It's awesome. It's a great way that the vocalist could actually understand a little bit more of the weight that the production team is carrying, and your team is a little bit bigger because it's cross-trained. It's a great picture of that. Another thing that's important is to change it up when you're cross-training your team. Make sure that your audio guy knows how to operate video. Make sure video knows how to do stage management or pro presenter, whatever it may be. Make sure that your team is familiar with all the different roles on the team in case a gap comes up. And the last thing that's really helpful when you're cross-training your team is to make sure you document the responsibilities and procedures of each role. Make sure you have some type of instruction manual or checklist or whatever it may be to help a teammate out as they step into a gap. So that's it. Those are the three things that will help you structure your team for success. Identify the gap, simplify the tasks, and cross-train the team.